doing well.
Yes, and let's hope that technology can do the trick as well.
Absolutely. Next tonight, a new Barnsley-based company wants to start putting coal back into the ground to help fight climate change.
Yes, it may sound like a crazy idea, but Solid Carbon Storage are buying charcoal, the same stuff you burn on your barbecue, and then getting people to pay for it to be sealed away forever so that the carbon in it never reaches the air. Sounds a bit complicated, doesn't it? Well, our business correspondent, Spencer Stokes, has been looking at how it all works and whether it can make a real difference to global warming.
For 200 years, getting carbon in the form of coal out of the ground was something Yorkshire specialised in. But burning it has also caused climate change. So now the process is being reversed. At a quarry near Barnsley, charcoal is delivered in bags. These have been paid for by people who want to offset their carbon emissions, and eventually each bagful will be sealed underground. What's happening here is a UK first.
We're wanting to lock the CO2 in the ground because there's a major problem with global warming. There's not many ways of taking the CO2 out of the air, but we are doing that by turning it into charcoal and removing it from the carbon cycle. We've trapped that carbon and it's stored underground, a bit like uncoal mining.
Uncoal mining?
Uncoal mining is what we're doing, yes.
So this is how it works. Trees are grown and then felled, and then through a burning process, the dead tree is converted to charcoal. Burning means 30% of the carbon is lost from the wood, but crucially 70% is retained, and this charcoal is then buried. Had the trees been buried, they would rot and release the carbon, but charcoal doesn't rot, so it's a carbon store. This company offers to offset a return flight to Europe for £58. That would be about a quarter of this stack of charcoal. This is where the charcoal is going to end up, at the bottom of a quarry. The aim is to do 1,000 tonnes over the next year, and once it's in, it'll be covered, and then the charcoal and the carbon in it will be locked away forever. But how realistic is the idea? Solid Carbon Storage accept their contribution to carbon reduction is currently minuscule, but this environmental expert says the science makes sense.
Really what we want to be doing is getting to gigaton scale removal of carbon from the atmosphere through processes like creating charcoal. So companies like this allow us to build that economy up by volunteering to offset your carbon when you fly out of Leeds Bradford Airport or Manchester Airport on your holidays. That's great from a consumer perspective, but it also allows these businesses to grow. So when we do need to do it at scale, we've got a lot more opportunities ready to go.
We're a start-up company at the moment. We've done 12 tonnes, so we've helped quite a few people with offsetting their car fuel or their flights, and we've also done a music festival, but we're only just beginning.
Burying the charcoal at this quarry will begin later this year, depending on how much people offset. And in a landscape where so much coal has been mined and burned, there's plenty of space for it. Spencer Stokes, BBC Look North, Barnsley.
It's an ingenious idea, isn't it? I'm not sure I fully understand it.
No.
We'll need to watch that several times over, I think.
Spencer explained it very well, I think.
He did indeed, yeah.
You're watching Wednesday's Look North.